Kepala.
Bukan kepala. Kelapa.
Burung merah.
Burung merah?
It's a red onion.
Bawang merah. Oh, kamu nak beli burung?
My
In the
goodness.
world.
Look at that.
Chili ala kampung.
Anjing
Uh-huh.
adalah haiwan. Kura-kura pun adalah haiwan. Tapi Zaidan suka kura-kura.
Hai guys, bersama saya Dang Surya Zainuddin dalam Talk Now di MalaysiaNow, dan hari ini kita tak ada politician ya, kita tak ada interview politicians hari ini. Menjadi tamu kita pada hari ini adalah Rachel dan juga Logesh Kumar dari the family of Kumar family.
Yeah.
Hi Logesh, hi Rachel, how are you guys
Hi,
doing?
hi Surya.
You just got back from Langkawi, right?
We did. Yeah, it was a wonderful trip to Langkawi. We enjoyed ourselves.
I understand that you came back to Malaysia 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago?
Yes, about almost 3 weeks ago now.
3 weeks ago. So what's the itinerary like this time around?
Majority of our time initially, we spent mostly in Klang with family and friends and meeting people and trying the food there. But now we want to branch out sikit, so that's why we started with Langkawi. We want to hopefully go to Penang, and we want to
Okay.
spend some time around KL proper also.
Okay. You started your YouTube channel about sometime last year during the pandemic, correct?
Yeah.
And I think I remember watching one of your earlier YouTube, I think one of your videos, that you were inspired by Sugu Pavitra. Is that correct?
That is very correct, yes. And all she did was sharing her passion of cooking, right? And it inspired us that we are able to also just share our passion and people will love it. Like, it paved the way that we can also do it. It encouraged us.
Right. You know, a lot of people think it's very easy to be a YouTuber. You know, I come from broadcasting background, and I somehow find it very challenging to be a YouTuber because, you know, you basically are setting your life into public mode. A lot of effort put in, or is something that effortless for you guys?
It's definitely a lot of effort.
Right.
One thing people don't know about YouTubers is the fact that if you're an actor or an actress, your job is just to act, or that's pretty much your job.
Correct.
But as a YouTuber, you are director, you are the cameraman,
Right.
you are the script writer, you are the planner, you are everything, and you're also the actor and actress, right? So you do everything.
Right.
So it is a lot of work, it's a lot of effort that goes into each video. We've definitely discussed a lot about that, and how do we manage, how much do we display to the public, what do we want to still keep private, those are very, very important things. And something we initially talked about. Do you want to share with the kids?
We wanted to make it more about us and our, cross-cultural relationship, me being American and being Malaysian. And we didn't really want to force our children to do anything. At the time, I was pregnant with our youngest son, and then our oldest son was about 2 years old when we started. And we never wanted to force him, make him feel like he had to perform for the camera.
Is it content?
I think a big part is challenging is like documenting our life, but being in the moment at the same time. Because I feel like you sacrifice part of both sides, right?
Right.
When you're truly enjoying what's going on around you and really soaking it all in, you kind of forget to be on camera or talk or whatnot. You're just enjoying it and being in the moment. But at the same time, when you are being in the moment, you're not documenting it and you don't have those memories for later on. So I think it's finding the balance of how much we be recording, how much should we be just enjoying it.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that's something we talk about quite a bit, is that balance of
Right. Is it a chore somehow?
no, it's not a chore.
It's not?
It's not really a chore. I mean, sometimes it does feel like there were moments and weekends feel like, oh, we have to shoot a video this weekend and we just didn't want to do it.
Really? No haters?
99.9% are so kind and write the sweetest messages. That 1%,
The 0.1, yeah.
Yeah, 0.01 can be so, stick out so much, all the mean comments
Right.
and whatnot. But we try to not
Focus
focus
on
on
them.
that and focus on just the positive and kind people that are out there.
What do haters say?
A lot of things. I mean,
Malaysian? You're talking about the Malaysian? Mostly?
Sometimes we don't know where
we
No,
don't
you don't
really know where
Okay.
they're from. You know, it's not something YouTube discloses. But yeah, it's a slew. I mean, we get racial discrimination, we get hate comments, we get yeah, lots of different things. But I've said this before in a video, like the comments that really hurt the most are not the ones who are like straight up mean that doesn't mean anything, but the ones that actually have some truth to them.
Oh.
Right? Those are the ones that actually kind of hurt. Our viewers were like, oh, Logesh is trying to be the star of the show. You know, he's taking away the limelight from Rachel. Why did he do that? And yes, the past few videos, you know, I sort of like dominated the screen a little bit more. But what they didn't realize is in the back end, Rachel is, she's doing what she does best, where she watches the kids while I take care of the technical aspect.
So basically, being a YouTuber is something that you do on a freelance basis. You have a day job, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Both do, yes.
Both? You guys? Okay.
We both do
Alright.
that. So we both actually have full-time jobs. But the thing is, YouTube is really more like a passion project. I wouldn't call it freelance because
Alright.
we really enjoy doing it.
Right. Okay. You were back in Malaysia before the pandemic, right? So how frequent do you come back actually? Like, is it like every year
Yeah.
or something that you do?
Yes, I
Yeah.
think it was definitely every year. So once a year I used to come back. I miss Malaysia so much. I miss
Alright.
the culture, the food, family, friends, everything about Malaysia. So I make it a point, come back once a year. But the first time that we skipped 2 years is because of the pandemic. So
Right.
coming back this time around was really, really special for two reasons, right? Because it's been so long,
Right.
but also we've never vlogged in Malaysia. Like,
Right.
so coming back and like continuing our family journey in Malaysia on video was really, really special.
I tell you another reason why it's also special, because you are now popular and famous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this time around, you're back in Malaysia. You're being greeted by people at the airport. So you're more, you guys are famous. People know you. Yeah. So how does that feel actually?
One thing, everybody who's come up and like asked to take photos or speak with us has just been so polite and kind. No one feels pushy or overwhelming or I don't know, like invading any of our privacy or personal space. It just feels like meeting more friends.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if that's Malaysian culture or not, but like people
Yeah.
are just very, very polite. So we love talking to like some of viewers who come.
So far, ada cakap-cakap about, maybe coming back to Malaysia for good, or you can't wait to go back home, perhaps.
A lot of people ask us this question.
Right.
It's $1 million question even for us. You know, we talk about it, we've discussed it. We definitely want to come back to Malaysia at some point.
Right.
The biggest question is when, right? Whether it's in the next several years or a little bit later down the road, we don't know. But what we want to do immediately is to come back more frequently and for longer periods. That's what we want to intentionally do. We want our kids especially to grow up to have Malaysian culture. That's very, very important.
Rachel, why is it important for your children to grow up in Malaysian culture?
I feel like in America, it's very easy to lose your heritage. And I know Americans have culture in their own way, but there's not this like really grounded sense of this is where I came from, these are my roots. And I very much grew up kind of not knowing my culture, to be honest. My family has been in America for many, many generations. So I never really felt this like patriotism to my country. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm here. Versus like, especially after I met Logesh, I realized that there's like this deep, deep connection to his country, to the people here, that I'm like, I want this for my children. I want them to know who they are.
Right.
I want them to speak the language. I want them to really feel connected.
What are the challenges for you adapting, being mixed marriage? Do you get like some unpleasant experience over in America?
I think yes and no. Mostly no. People are, especially where we live in a very diverse area. I think if we lived in a different part of America, that might be a different story. So for the most parts, no. But I mean, I've definitely experienced some discrimination, like other people have. And when I compare it to what Rachel has experienced, she's or the lack of, right? So I know that in certain ways I get a little bit discriminated. But for me is, I constantly focus on like the positives of things, like I have an opportunity in this beautiful country. I get to create this my own life and my own story. So I focus on that, like let people be people. There are going to be bad people everywhere. So I try to focus on the positive.
Hai kawan-kawan, selamat kembali. Hari ini kita akan buat vlog dalam bahasa Melayu.
Logesh ajar you ajar Rachel bahasa Melayu kan. What about Tamil? Do you speak Tamil?
So sebenarnya saya tak begitu fasih
Bahasa
berbahasa
Tamil.
Tamil. Ya.
Okay.
So banyak orang minta saya, kenapa tak cakap bahasa Tamil dalam video? Kenapa tak ajar Rachel? Kerana saya pun tak pandai.
Tak pandai langsung?
Saya boleh macam pergi kedai mama nak order makanan ke macam tu boleh. Dan saya faham bahasa Tamil. Tapi nak bercakap tak begitu fasih.
Okay.
Tanya kenapa? Tanyalah ibu saya.
Kat rumah memang tak cakap, tak berapa cakap Tamil lah, lebih cakap
dari
English.
Muda, my ibu bapa saya buat emphasis untuk saya dan kakak saya belajar bahasa Melayu dan English kerana dia nak menghantar kita ke overseas, so English penting untuk growing up. So they bagi tahu kita tak payah fokus on Tamil.
So basically your Malay would be better than your Tamil. Sikit-sikit.
Wrong, that's a word.
Apa tu? Burung merah?
I know that's warna. The mira means red.
Tadi saya dengar you cakap macam burung merah.
Burung merah.
Burung merah?
It's a red onion.
Ya, apa tu dalam bahasa Melayu?
Burung merah.
Burung merah.
Yeah.
Burung merah tu burung, Rachel. Itu bawang merah.
Okay. So susah tak nak belajar bahasa Melayu? Is it difficult to learn to speak bahasa Malaysia ni?
What's difficult is there's so many different ways to say one thing. It's not the same structure each time. I can understand a lot, but to speak it, I get very malu. I can't put sentences together very well.
Okay. So when is this learning Bahasa Malaysia? Is it like a regular thing or during? Yeah. So
It's a regular
how do you
thing.
expose her to the language?
Yeah, it's a regular thing. We do have set times where we like, hey, kita akan bercakap bahasa Melayu saja.
Okay.
Untuk next 2 jam. Macam tu. So we have some times like that.
Right.
But besides that, it's like, watching a show,
Malay dramas.
Malay drama.
Tengok Malay drama. Cerita apa yang tu?
Saya suka Malay drama.
Kenapa Rachel suka cerita Melayu? What do you like Malay dramas? Why do you enjoy watching Malay dramas?
Saya suka. I can't answer it in Bahasa, sorry. I like it because it's very different than how American shows are. It's very dramatic and the storylines are all like so like predictable but so fun to like see how it all plays out.
Right. So, and you mentioned that it's so, and you took her to a Malaysian restaurant. Asian restaurant.
Malaysian.
It's a Malaysian restaurant.
It's a test.
It's a test.
It's a test.
Why? Why is it so important for you to like get her? I mean,
Kita Malaysian. Food is very, very important for us. So,
Alright.
and it's not only that.
all right.
A lot of Americans they cannot handle macam food like Malaysian food.
Test dia adalah bawa dia and see whether dia boleh accept ke
Boleh
tidak
accept
the
tak?
Malaysian food. So and she likes it.
Lalus.
Lulus.
Lulus. Suka.
Oh, lulus. Because in America, when you pick a girl up for a date, you come, you knock on the door, you introduce yourself to parents, whoever is there, and then you take her to the car, open the door of the car. That's kind of like
Right.
chivalry.
Gentleman.
Right,
Gentleman.
Yeah.
But he, being not from America, didn't know this.
Right.
But he had seen movies, so he's very confused. Like, what do I do? So he messaged me and was like, "I'm here." And me, I'm annoyed. Like, he didn't knock on my door.
Because rumah-rumah kat Malaysia, we ada pagar. So you cannot knock the door.
Yeah.
You wait outside
Yeah.
and maybe you ring the gate ke apa ke, or you text them come out,
Yeah.
So I was used to that. I didn't know what to do.
So he did both. He came just a little bit before my door, and then he texted me saying I'm here, and I opened my door and he's there. And I was like, you didn't knock, but you came. And so it was just that was the test that he actually failed.
So in terms of parenting style, you follow Malaysian style parenting or the American style punya parenting?
It's a good blend of both, I feel.
Yeah, I would say it's a good blend of both. I think because I'm the mother, I lean more towards the American way because that's how I was brought up. That's what I'm used to. But there are definitely parts of Asian parenting that we have adapted as well.
Yeah, we look for the best of both worlds.
Balik nanti, dalam bag apa yang you all bawa balik daripada Malaysia?
Oh, that one question yang very important question tu. Banyak perenca-perenca.
Okay.
Milo or Maggi?
Milo tak ada kat sana ke?
Ada.
Tapi mahal.
Mahal.
Okay.
And then Maggi yang susah nak
Maggi
dapat.
chili sauce.
Chili sauce. Oh, that one kena bawa balik banyak. Chili sauce, kicap. Kicap sana ada tapi bukan Malaysia punya kicap. Malaysia punya kicap lagi sedap.
You know what? You should kena challenge Rachel untuk cakap like local, like not terima kasih but terima kasih lah. You know, like speak like the local, you know, that sort of thing.
Local accent.
Local accent. Alright, thank you so much, Logesh. Okay, dan nampaknya itu saja kita ada bersama dengan Logesh, Kumar dan juga Rachel. Terima kasih dan teruskan menonton bersama kami.